Track wrestling here in Waterloo, Iowa, National Wrestling Hall of Fame Dan Gable Museum with Penn State coach Cael Sanderson here to honor your college coach Bobby Douglas. Let's start with that. What were the most valuable lessons you learned from competing under Bobby?
Coach Douglas was just very consistent. I think technique-wise, light years ahead. Things that we were learning and that I learned from him are things that we've had success with at Penn State, and obviously as a coach, just a guy who does everything right. I never saw him yell at a kid or after losing a match or just some of those things that kind of stand out. Just class act all the time. Really a fatherly figure to the kids on the team, and if you wrestle for Coach Douglas, you learn to love him.
What do you take with you today that you still use as a college head coach?
A lot of things, a lot of technique. Technique obviously evolves and spins and rotates and comes back, and things that you were seeing years ago will come back. Obviously there's new things that are, but Coach Douglas was. We were working on things with him that
every time
that we're kind of known for now. I'm not going to really talk about it specifically, but it's just kind of. Coach Douglas was always known for. He was a guy if you're a wrestler, you say, Coach, what can I do in this position? He'll give you 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 options, and you kind of figure out what it is that you want to do. And Coach Douglas was all about just kind of teaching you to be accountable for yourself. To not rely on anyone or anything. If you want to win and you want to be successful, you gotta learn to just figure it out. I always really valued that and really appreciated that the way he taught that to his kids. So those are some of the things that stand out, but definitely a legend in the sport for sure.
You're just getting back from Budapest, Bo Nickal. Dominant performance over there on his way to gold at 92 kilos. What impressed you most about his performance over there?
Well, I don't think Bo's really competed a lot, at the senior level in freestyle, and so it's good to see him. Obviously, he wrestled in the Open last year, and he did 3 years ago or 2 years ago, wrestled in Final X against, Jaden Cox, and I think we just saw that he's competitive at that level, and he's going to be a contender, and I don't think he really surprised himself. I think he just kind of did what he was planning on doing, just going over there, and he wrestled really well. It looked great.
Exciting year coming up with 2020 Olympic trials in State College. What's the level of excitement for that in Happy Valley?
Well, I think people are going to be really excited. I think any time as wrestling is kind of experimented with moving events to the east, that's been the hardest ticket to get, right? The first NCAA tournament I really remember that was actually difficult to get a ticket was in Philadelphia, I think in 2011, where it was actually a challenge. It's always say, hey, it's always sold out, but it's just the way they set it up where everyone has to buy their tickets in advance. Cleveland was a difficult ticket. Pittsburgh was crazy hard to get a ticket, and we fully expect that we'll have that same demand here at the Olympic trials in April. It's already. I haven't looked at the numbers recently, but there weren't a lot of tickets left. So hopefully people that really wanted them, jumped on it and got them.
Quick turnaround after the NCAA championships. You've got some guys that I'm sure have Olympic aspirations on your team this year. How will you balance that going forward with qualification process and all of that?
Well, our schedule is a little different this year. We're not wrestling in the scuffle, and we've kind of tried to arrange things to give our guys the best possible chance to be successful. And we'll have guys wrestling in freestyle events throughout the year, and yeah, it's definitely tricky. It's definitely a challenge. 2 weeks after the national tournament, but I think if managed correctly, it can be a blessing for these guys, and so we just got to make sure we do that.
Hey, one final thing. What will Kyle Snyder bring for your program training at the Nittany Lion Wrestling Club?
Well, Snyder, he's just exactly, he is what you see. I mean, he's just a straightforward, honest, hardworking, just a very positive influence. Having him at a rival school, you kind of watch him and you can see the influence that he has on everyone around him, and so I mean he's been in State College maybe 2 weeks now. Last week he was at the training center, but just brings a lot of positive energy, a lot of confidence, a desire to learn, right, and improve, and just a great leader and example all across the board. So we're very excited to have him in our room, obviously, and hope that we can help him continue to move forward.
Hey, thanks much, Cael. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.